Tread lightly, manage wisely. That theme lies at the heart of Yolanda Kakabadse's more than 40 years as a conservationist and environmentalist. An early proponent of sustainability in her native Ecuador, she founded two transformative organizations. Fundación Natura in 1979 was dedicated to sustainable development in Ecuador. In 1993, she founded Fundación Futuro Latinoamericano, FFLA, to promote sustainability across Latin America through conflict prevention and management. Ms. Kakabadse also served 2 years as Minister of Environment for the Republic of Ecuador. But her influence extends well beyond her native region. At the United Nations, she coordinated the participation of some 5,000 NGOs at the 1992 Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro, at which a statement of principles for responsible development and the sustainable management of forests was adopted by more than 178 governments, further linking economic and environmental health. She served as president of the International Union for Conservation of Nature and on the board of the World Resources Institute. And from 2010 to 2018, she was president of the World Wildlife Fund International, one of the world's leading conservation organizations with more than 5 million supporters globally. Keenly aware of the importance of biodiversity, she has led efforts to save several wildlife populations, including a project that doubled the number of tigers in the wild and the helicopter rescue of an endemic species of turtle from a volcanic eruption in the Galapagos. But she works diligently as a steward of all life, identifying sustainable solutions for water, land, and chemical use. Ms. Kakabadse studied educational psychology at Catholic University of Quito, and throughout her career has promoted environmental education. Among many current relationships and commitments, she is on the advisory boards of Arabesque, a global asset management company, and the FFLA. She continues to advocate for sustainability and encourage us to live in harmony with each other and our planet. Friends, on this joyous morning, will you join me in offering to Yolanda Kakabadse a warm Marsh Chapel, Boston University greeting.
Thank you. And good morning to those who are here and those who are listening to us from abroad and other places. The stars are aligned. Today, you, the young stars of this day and the stars of this university, plus those stars up there that shed the light that we need to guide your steps in the future. I'm going to talk to you about something that is everybody's business: food loss and waste. No matter what you choose to do in life, I hope you will always carry this interest and concern with you. I hope you are equally touched by one or more of the pieces of information that I want to share with you today. My passion for food loss and waste started more than 10 years ago in a water conference in Stockholm. I went down to breakfast in the hotel, a very large dining room with the most fantastic display of food. A table of salmon, a table of ham, another table of cheese, another one of pastries and fruits. And on every table, there was a sign that said, "Help yourself to what you will eat. What you leave in the plate will be charged." No one in the dining room left a crumb of bread on the plate. And that had a very strong impact and message. What a simple message can do to change a behavior that is deep-rooted in all of us, just by threatening the pocket of the consumer. Food loss and waste, a topic that is becoming more and more popular, that is rather new in our agenda, but it is a people's problem. All of us eat. All of us know when we are hungry, when we have had enough, what we like and what we don't. So it's a topic that is easy to understand to every human being. But it is one of the most serious problems of the planet today, even though it is not rocket science. And we need to recognize that what a terrible contradiction there is between our recognition of poverty in this town, in this country, in other countries and continents, and the contradiction with the acknowledgement that 40% of the food we produce is rather lost or wasted. 40% of the food we produce worldwide is lost or wasted, and that is not acceptable by any standard. Not acceptable because it has an impact on the planet. Climate crisis is aggravated by food loss and waste. Did you know that if food loss and waste was a country, it would be the third largest emitter? China, the US, and food loss and waste. Not acceptable. It threatens nature. It threatens biodiversity. We abuse and destroy ecosystems and forests to turn those lands into agricultural lands, into cattle ranching extensions, to produce more than we need. It threatens health. We cannot have a healthy society in an unhealthy planet. It threatens oceans, coral reefs, fish. Half of what we take out of the ocean is thrown away. It threatens fresh water, of which a third is lost to agricultural malpractices. And it threatens everybody's economy and every country's economy. And of course, it has an impact on us, human beings. Our quality of life is threatened, our health is threatened, and of course, the increase of poverty is visible. Poverty that is measured by the quantity and the quality of food that reaches each family, each individual. And tonight, we will have 800 million people who will go to sleep without food. But I don't want only to talk about the terrible threats. I want to share with you some of the responses that are happening everywhere, here in the US and in many other countries. Chefs, those individuals who always look to be far away from society, thinking about their passion of producing food, chefs are now opening restaurants that say, we cook with ugly food. What do we mean by ugly food? That poor, crooked carrot that nobody wants to buy is now part of the menu that is prepared by famous chefs around the world. That apple or banana that has a black stain in it, probably because it is sweeter now than it was a few days ago. Organizations in all our countries are creating food banks, organizations mainly run by volunteers who pick up the food that you don't know that you're going to eat that week, that probably is going to be thrown away, and they are donating that to the most needy. Hotels, cruise ships, and the hospitality sector in general is trying to change their behavior, their models of operations, in order to ensure that less food is thrown away at the end of the day. Some bakeries and shops have created applications for the mobile phone, and in the evening before they close, they send a message to the neighborhood saying, "Come and collect what you need. I have so much left." Because the law forces these bakeries to throw away what they were not able to sell at the end of the day. Walmart in the US, Tesco in the UK, IKEA in Sweden, Unilever in the Netherlands, and markets in all of our countries, in our home countries, they are questioning the criteria to set expiration dates. We have forgotten how to use the senses that God has given us. We have forgotten to smell, to touch, and to see. And we every day read a date, an expiration date, that tells us that we should be throwing that food away. What a contradiction. Cities, mayors in most of the cities around the world are questioning how to deal with society that throws food away, that fills the landfills. Landfills that were built for garbage, not for food. They are thinking about the possibility of creating a tax to the producer, because this is not only the responsibility of the consumer. This is the responsibility of the producer and the consumer. And you, the students, probably have been talking a lot about the circular economy. How can we promote that? How can we address this concept of circular economy with others outside of school and outside of university? There are now in libraries recipe books on how to use leftovers and produce a wonderful dish. There are booklets about how to process food. There is information produced by experts and NGOs that we can find in the internet about networks that can come and collect the food from your home in order to donate it to others, that can turn that leftover into animal feed, into healthy animal feed. They can turn it into compost to be used by all of us. This is a global problem and therefore needs global responses. And these responses that I have told you about are still too small. They need to grow. They need to become everybody's business. And of course, we cannot forget about values, opportunities, and the importance of creating visions. Values such as solidarity, solidarity with people, with your neighbor, with members of your family, with countries, solidarity between generations, solidarity between men and women, between all humans. The government system around the world, through the UN, have created an important tool for work, the Sustainable Development Goals, which you have probably heard about. And one of those goals is the one of production and consumption, number 12. Don't forget that. look at it because it will inspire you in taking a decision of why you must work on food loss and waste. And we need to build a vision for each one of us. What can I do to make a difference in the years ahead, in this decade? You need purpose and you need dedication. At the beginning, it will take a few minutes. In a few days, you will notice that your reactions and your actions are automatic. But do participate in solutions. Each one of us can be part of that solution. We need to target, to measure, and to act. And by target, I mean we need to plan how much do we need to buy that I'm going to use during the week. And measure whether you are becoming more responsible on that and how much you are saving, not only in food, but in money. And then act. And act means create applications, talk to your neighbors, create communities. In all these processes, we need to work together in your neighborhood, in your family, in your place of work. The stars are aligned. We have all we need to succeed. We have information about the problem, we have the capacity to create solutions, and we have the power to change behaviors. Remember that food is never waste. Food should never be waste. Be part of the solution. And together, it is possible. Thank you.